Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well, and in this video I'm talking about an F1 driver who's reportedly under pressure over his seat, as well as a Mercedes tyre trick that's been reported. So let's start with Mercedes, and as we know, they've been the dominant force so far in 2026, winning every single Grand Prix so far, and they were especially dominant in Canada. They brought major upgrades to that track, and while it was close in qualifying in the race, Mercedes were just on another level. They easily gapped the rest of the field, and even when George Russell and Kimi Antonelli were fighting for the win lap after lap and slowing each other down as a result, they were still able to maintain the gap over the rest of the field. And interestingly, following the Canadian Grand Prix, there have been reports of a new Mercedes trick. Basically, it's been reported that to keep the tyres at optimal temperature in Canada, Mercedes used a trick with the brakes. Through a system, they managed to gradually increase the tyre temperature by transferring heat from the brakes to the tyre casing. They sacrificed performance in qualifying for it, but it didn't hurt them due to their advantage over the rest of the field. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 51,000 subscribers and all your support means so much to me, and I'm very thankful for it. Now going back to Mercedes, and this could have been really beneficial for them. Maybe on hot tracks it won't be as beneficial because it's easier to heat up the tyres, but in Canada it was a very cold race day. It was a very slippery track on Sunday. So to have a system where you can gradually increase the tyre temperature by transferring heat from the brakes would have been beneficial for Mercedes. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. So let's move on to Valtteri Bottas. Now, as we know, himself and Sergio Perez were on the sidelines in 2025, not competing in Formula 1. However, in 2026, both of them have returned as teammates, with them racing at F1's newest team, Cadillac. Now, after 5 rounds, it does look like Perez is faster than Bottas at the moment. I mean, Bottas did put together a really strong Chinese Grand Prix with him finishing 13th. However, at the last 3 rounds, Perez has clearly been ahead of Bottas, and that was especially the case in Canada. I mean, there was a concerning deficit of around 8.5 tenths to Perez in both qualifying sessions, which, although not entirely representative, did demonstrate Bottas didn't have the pace of his teammate. So yeah, Bottas was well off the pace of his teammate Perez. Now, Cadillac's test driver is Colton Herta. He's currently competing in Formula 2, and while it's been reported that Colton Herta is understood to be under strong consideration for a Cadillac seat in 2027, Valtteri Bottas's position is reportedly under particular scrutiny. Now, this is Herta's first year in Formula 2. He was competing in IndyCar. However, with Cadillac entering Formula 1, Herta became their test driver, and yeah, he's now competing in Formula 2 and currently sits 12th in the driver's standings. Now, if Bottas continues to struggle throughout the year, then perhaps in 2027 there could be a chance for Herta to replace Bottas at Cadillac. However, it's still early on in the year. I think Cadillac will improve. I think Bottas will improve as well, and as a result, I could imagine Perez and Bottas continuing as teammates into 2027. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.